you.
Hey everybody, here again, another one there to watch. You're an adult in 2026, now what? And both me and my friend also happen to be those. While still young adults, we're still adults, so let's see if this is any way relatable.
One day, a friend of mine shared with me a fact that immediately gave me osteoarthritis. Now that 2025 is over, everybody born in 2007 is officially an adult. Yeah, I know.
Every time I remember my brother's 18, it makes me feel old. I keep forgetting this little nigga's 18 every time.
Horrified. I have vivid memories of playing RuneScape with my friends like it was yesterday. And now you're telling me that the people who were born in 2007, like my brother, are functioning adults in society?
Yes.
I mean, they can barely drive.
Yep.
But the funny thing is, once I got over my shock, I started to get a bit worried about you guys. You are about to become an adult in the most chaotic time imaginable. In a world post-pandemic with human-engineered social media designed to ruin your life, and in the most unstable economy in recent history.
Yep.
How are you meant to tackle it head on? You don't. No, I'm just kidding. It's actually all about... Now, I don't necessarily think it's all doom and gloom, but doesn't it feel like the system is currently not as friendly to newcomers? And I know that this is anecdotal, but it's definitely what I've seen reflected in real.
Bro, I've heard stories of people instantly getting hit with financial problems after they became an adult, out of nowhere.
Well, actually, I've heard those, but it's mainly from people who, like, their parents open credit cards in their name and don't tell them.
Yeah, but even then, it's like, how the heck do stuff get expensive after we grow up, dang it?
Life, in hospital, online, and most importantly, me. Nowadays, I feel like I put in multiple hours of overtime, volunteer for extra days at work, and struggle constantly just to scrape by. To me, it's like a never-ending cycle of watching money number go up, only to have random BS make money number and my feelings go down.
Yes.
And that's probably why I like games like Stardew Valley, where you can just watch money number go up endlessly. And then you have all these gaslighting us about how you don't actually have it harder and you need to work more. And
Shut up.
And you don't have to say that, is hold still.
Yes, please. I don't need any of this. We had kids that could make families. But also homes didn't cost that much. You need dang near $500,000 just to cop a house, and even then you still got to pay a lot more stuff even after that fact. They'll find a way. Even if you pay off a house, they'll find a way to cost you more.
Back in my day, we needed to tape our legs to walk across the coal mines. Yeah. Okay, bro. Back then, all you needed to be successful was a Cuban cigar, casual racism, and a firm handshake. I like your spunk,
Casual
kid.
racism.
Now, I'm aware that the issues lie with massive
We kinda have
system-wide
that
faults that
nowadays.
affect everybody. I really
You just
don't
gotta
want to
find the
paint
right
it like
places.
it's purely just a boomer versus zoomer thing. With that being said, what frustrates me is that those exact people who are older than us are in power here, and they're the ones who shape our current system. And instead of helping
To mention y'all the reason we had to be done like this. Let's not forget, y'all messed up credits. Y'all messed up stuff so bad, they made credit scores after like the 1980s. Like, dang, when the 80s started, they had to get credit scores now just to get stuff because people kept screwing with things so bad.
those that come after, they make things even harder by kicking the can down the road. I mean, why care about the future generation? I'm gonna die soon anyway, and I'd rather be buried with my money. Not to mention the fact that the older generations have the added buff of owning some financial reserve or property to coast them through, versus the majority of the newer adults who not only have the debuff of not having that, but also have the biggest detriment to them in their pockets. Yeah, that's right. I'm talking about the... Oh, I'm so sorry about that. Oh, this is kind of cute. Okay.
Heck is that?
It's your phone.
Oh, what the hell, man? I needed that.
Yeah, but you know what else you need? One of the best browsers available
Touch
today.
grass.
Opera. That's right. Opera
Oh, I use that.
is as simple as a restaurant. Where's the closest that I use every day? I got Opera One R3. Now, speaking about phones,
Okay,
I'm
back
sure
to the
you've
video.
heard people say phones are bad countless times. But they may actually be onto something because, firstly, being able to take photos or videos of you at the drop of a
Twerking
hat,
animation is
ultimately
crazy.
very good for individual documentation purposes, but rough if you happen to be in middle school. I remember my middle school and high school experience, unfortunately, and I speak for all of us in the fact that this is an extremely embarrassing time for everybody. I was busy trying to grow up and I was doing and saying stupid things to test boundaries, and look, I'd be more than happy to leave it all in the past. Until, I make videos about it. Not only as a way of learning what not to do, using my own childhood experience as an example, but I gotta make the number go up somehow. I mean, we talked about this. Nowadays, though, with the perpetual risk and fear of being recorded, I think it's actually made you less likely to be your authentic self, especially when you're in public or among your peers. I mean, if you're doing something even remotely embarrassing, crashing out, or cringe, it's now at risk of getting sent to everybody, let alone becoming viral on the internet and ruining.
You know what? You can get clipped really easily. Not to mention, there was this thing back in high school where people were taking pictures of people eating food, just to post it and say, "Look at this man scarf down all this stuff and this and that."
Well, here's the thing. I'm sorry. I was hungry.
Yes, exactly. I don't know if it happened to me, and if it did happen to me, so what? I'm a big guy. Of course I eat a lot.
You see me eating crab rangoons, you're already in for a death.
I don't even know really if I have clippable moments. I probably do looking back at it, but I don't remember one. Even if I do have one, I would feel more honored that I got clipped just because this is the first time it's happened. It happens to at least everyone one time.
Publicity.
Yep, free publicity. Any publicity is publicity.
in your life. Then comes the natural next step, which is the grind to get views, like committing literal crimes for pranks, being performative, or
You know what? Devious Slicks were a crazy generation. Devious Slicks was a crazy era. It's people somehow taking toilets out of schools. How
No,
that?
mine, they were just breaking them. Which again,
know-
why?
Vandalism.
rage baiting, which can I just say used to be called trolling.
One Piece is trash.
Yeah, who would ever do
Don't even get me
that?
started on social media
Julian,
because
shut
that's
up.
where I've seen the most
Yeah,
significant
who would ever
change.
do
When I
that?
started YouTube, being online felt so much more innocent. Trying to truly connect with one another. Social media. And I can say from my personal experience that almost all of my online friends that I've met were through random tweets, Discord servers, and animation memes. Nowadays, social media just feels so much more negative, and that's intentional. Each of these platforms are ultimately designed to keep you engaged for as long as possible. And the best way to do that is by getting you upset, angry, depressed, anxious, stressed. There's a reason
Messing
why
with all 7
rage
stages of
bait,
grief.
controversial drama content with negative thumbnails and titles, or straight up misinformation is so rampant because it works. And then there's the monetary incentive for the regular Joe Schmo to do it, with hateful
Yes.
tweets or drama channels focused purely on controversies which contribute nothing positive or thoughtful into the world, earning more than
Bro, if you're gonna do a news-centric channel, just do that. Don't do both. If you're gonna consistently do stuff that revolves around drama, don't do stuff that also revolves around happiness if you're not gonna do both.
Yeah.
Because then people that came for the happiness are gonna only get notifications that only have to do with anything that's oh, look at the next depressing thing the earth has to offer. You get what I'm saying? If you're gonna be the news,
I can
be
start
the
doing that for
news.
you, Jojo, if you want it.
Please don't.
regular workers simply by rage baiting successfully.
K-pop Demon Hunter sucks because it's woke.
Don't play with me.
Okay. I just need to say, it's not that, it's just the movie itself is just mid. The only part that the people actually like is the music. I love how you're just silent at
There
that.
are some of you
Yeah,
that are
'cause I
under
don't
the
know what to say
illusion
to
that
you
you can
anymore.
beat social media, or that social media doesn't affect me that much. But it can, more than you even
movie.
consciously realize. These are systems built by hundreds of the smartest
that
engineers that
Dr.
money
wait,
can
go back,
hire,
is that Dr.
all
Eggman?
designed to
What? In the back? It is. It is.
systems built by hundreds of the smartest engineers that money can hire, all designed to trap you in their awful cesspit of a platform. And genuinely, do you think you can withstand that effect? You think you can go toe to toe with Jeff Bezos or Zuckerberg? That
Oh,
guy's a
no.
lizard. Or there are millions of data points that have already downloaded your exact behavioral patterns. I personally didn't grow up with social media, and it's something that I only got into
how old
in
are
my
you?
teenage years. But despite that advantage, things have still become so automatic for me now. Like, there are legitimately moments where I'll be studying or working, and then I'll get distracted because my attention span is now so short, and then my smooth
Huh.
brain will crave dopamine, and without thinking, I've now got YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, or TikTok open, and it's suddenly 2 a.m. and I haven't blinked for hours. What happened? So you, growing up with all of this, yeah, I'm
You're
not
screwed.
surprised that all the research
Like,
has
bro, I feel so bad for anyone that really has TikTok and's into it. Just because I was doing like a visit to my high school today. I saw 2 kids doing TikTok dances without TikTok camera on. Like, please no. The only social media I really use is this one, is YouTube. And even then, I've only ever used like Facebook and Instagram just to like look at what my family's doing sometimes, if I'm being honest with you. And even then, I've only really I don't think I've ever gone to like the doom scroll. I don't think I've ever entered a doom scroll in my life. I mean, I maybe have like scrolled past like a small handful, but I've never been those people that like are staying up all night scrolling through short after short after short. I can't do it, bro.
demonstrated increasing ADHD, decreased attention span, increase in mental illness or dysmorphia, and for the first time in history, an average decline in IQ, even if we
Dang.
discount the flawed metric of what IQ stands for. And tangibly, I've started to see you change. With growing numbness to everything, desensitization to truly horrific events, radicalized views without a drop of nuance, and some of y'all don't even know it, because dissociation can lead to memory loss. No one mentions that one, and I think it applies to a lot more of you than you
Really?
realize, especially when people are always trying to invoke anger.
Hollow Knight's actually mid.
Now, I can already imagine some of you watching this saying, but Mars, I don't have social media, so I don't think this would affect me. And my response to that would be, wait, really? You don't have any social media in 2026?
Yeah.
That's actually impressive. Yeah, good for you, man. But
How the
you know
heck
what
did
else
you
don't
manage?
have? A house. As a
Tore that man down. Oh my god.
relatively young adult myself, I've been trying to dip my toes in and see that maybe, oh well, maybe Mars can try to get his own house. I mean, that's just what you do in life, right? Go to university, check. Get married, check. Buy a house, and it's
Yeah, I was
$2
gonna
million.
dig get married.
That's awesome.
I'd crash. Please, God, no.
That's great. I had a visceral moment where I looked at that property's purchase history, and it was bought for like $100,000 only.
Damn.
And the thing is, it's still a lot of money, but the fact that, oh my gosh, why can't we just? Is there a way to just reverse how things used to cost? Like, just make the value of stuff. I don't know. I always ask that sometimes. Can we really like go back and stuff just costs less, but it doesn't affect like the economy because things are like devalued? Like, can they not do that, or are they choosing not to?
Meh.
Because I genuinely don't know why we do it.
15
Or if they
years
really
ago.
just want
And now
more.
you're looking at me dead in the eyes and trying to say that it's worth
I never understood like why you want that much more money if stuff would still cost how it used to, and it would still you could still be rich. Just things are always gonna cost like that, so it wouldn't matter. Like, you know what I'm saying?
20 times the price?
Yeah.
I'm
Maybe
a
I'm just
doctor
naive
and a
and don't know.
YouTuber, and I can't afford this shit. The boomers were right. I should have been working harder and investing in real estate when I was 13. Oh,
Wow.
amateur hour. Stupid, stupid, stupid. Even if you're not looking to buy and are just looking to rent somewhere, it is still terrible. I'm currently moving to a new city, and as I was looking for a place to rent, all of the places around me are a minimum $1,000 per week. What the?
Week. That's
Wait.
about it. So that's about a good 4K a month. 4K and some change. Plus fees, plus utilities.
$1,000 a month. That's $52K a year.
No, $1,000 a week.
Yeah, that's $52K a year.
absolute is up with that? That's
Yes.
$52,000 a year. Just for a point of comparison, the annual salary of a brand new doctor over here is approximately $92,000 depending on the state. So
More than half.
half of your income as a junior doctor now is going into literally having a roof over your head, not even including water, electricity,
Yep.
fuel, and food. Like, I genuinely feel so bad for you guys because you're just surviving at this point, and no one ever listens to you because TikTok exists. Even outside of that, you factor in jobs that now pay less, companies not hiring but putting up applications anyway to look better for investors, the fact that groceries are getting more expensive by the day, the policies for trading are so haywire that the common people are suffering. I mean, I am not surprised at all that this started to perpetuate.
Like, it's really starting to look like that one SpongeBob episode where Mr. Krabs charged Squidward and SpongeBob for breathing, standing, existing.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that episode? That's
I
so.
do.
Oh.
More and more negativity. In an environment like this, everybody becomes more hostile, unkind, and we lose our collective empathy here. Of course, it's all worrying, and I can definitely understand how you can start to feel hopeless. And again, I want to stress that although young adults may feel the brunt of this, I do think it's a universal problem. Everybody is feeling the strain from multiple different directions, and I'm sure if you were to talk to your parents, they're probably going through the same hardships as well. All the while,
Yeah.
the top 1% continue to profit from us all pointing a finger and getting angry at each other. And honestly, despite trying to provide an impartial view about this, I think it's starting to affect me a lot more than I let myself feel. It's difficult for me to write about topics like these because I'm almost always enthusiastic, optimistic to a fault, wearing my heart on my sleeve and my knife in my back. And as an
Hey!
extension of that, I like creating content that carries that same feeling, you know? Trying to spread good into the world. However, things are getting to a point that even for me personally, I no longer feel as certain about where my life is going to go. Things don't feel as secure or safe as they once did, and I certainly don't feel like I have a semblance of control in my own future. And with all of those thoughts swirling in my head, I thought it'd be more inauthentic if I didn't at least acknowledge these feelings with you. It's been pretty tough, and it kind of makes me wish that we were back in 2007, playing RuneScape, despite that now being 18 years ago.
Don't hurt my.
At least
Don't hurt my
2007 was
ego like
financially
that.
secure. Wait, what is that? These emotions
They're turning 18 this year. Oh, we're so dumb.
that I, and that some of you feel, are entirely 100% valid. There are far too many statistics to show that it's not just in our head, and that there is a direct correlation as to why people are suffering financially and mentally now more so than 18 years ago. And I'm advocating for how important it is to acknowledge that, yeah, things are sucky right now. And I also think it's equally as important to at least try and keep your head above water. Be able to figure out the solution
This is on
to
try.
make things work, to avoid
Yeah.
letting the world win. From my perspective, and I'm going to be honest here, there were a few concepts that I was taught in medical school that I initially laughed at. Things like mindfulness, getting good sleep, and exercise. I remember them being so gung-ho about this that there were multiple lessons where we had to sit in a circle with other people, meditate, and we all fell asleep because we were tired medical students, and then slowly eat a raisin to feel the texture and be present in
Some
the world
Ratatouille
like
moment?
Ratatouille, like genuinely like Ratatouille.
Wow.
But what's fascinating about it is that it's those exact concepts that I
didn't
keep
work.
seeing in literature and research
Wow.
over and over as ways that can help mentally, as ways to help cope throughout this entire system. Being able to center yourself, take some time to relax, and sleeping enough to allow your brain and body to repair itself are super strong, scientifically backed ways to be content in life. And as repetitive as it may have been in my life, I've been trying really hard to prioritize that. Everyone keeps talking about journaling and writing down everything that you're grateful for, and I just do a baby version of that, where every night I journal 3 small things that I was grateful for that day, and 1 thing that I would aim to improve for in the future. Being a creative guy, I also draw a smiley face to represent how I was feeling that day. Sleep has always been an obstacle in my life, and genuinely, I got an award in medical school saying the most likely to fall asleep. So, hear
Seriously?
me out when I say that I've been really strict about maintaining sleep. Along
I get
with
the one of
everything
most
else,
likely
and the
to zone
changes that
off?
I've seen are already immense.
You know what? You
It's
deserve a
made
lot
my
of
own
awards. That are
optimism
good.
10 times more potent, even when I'm having a really awful day. Because I've now made it a habit to find the most positive and grateful moments, I find it easier to weather the storm a bit. I find that negative news and drama don't affect me as much as they used to. It's maybe even gotten to a point where it's a bit too much. Like, I'll be rounding with my team of junior doctors, and out of nowhere, I'll just say out loud, "Aren't we all lucky that we're safe and healthy and we get to do this for our jobs?" They can't say
No.
anything because I'm their senior doctor. They love it. These are just some of the ways that I personally have been able to cope with what's going on. I am aware that things are much more complex. Things are not just going to be solved by going to therapy, sleeping more, eating better. I get that. But I do believe we just need ways of trying to break through this monotony and the current climate and try to make this world work for you. There are countless displays of millennials and Gen Z rising up and advocating so fiercely for what you believe in. And I think this is a signal showing how unhappy people are with their perceived loss of control over their own life. There is true momentum to be had when we all go out and change it. I'm sure I'm preaching to the choir here, and I hope this is not controversial to say, but it is in our best interest to be active in our local politics and vote. Large scale, small scale elections, all of it is important because that is how we instill change.
It is, but dang it, is it such a dangerous world to do with it.
Yeah.
I swear, every time a new electoral season comes by, it's just me being extremely annoyed. Like you want things to be better, but dang it, it's like every
Everything
time
sucks.
you're faced between two almost equally bad decisions.
Everything sucks.
You're faced between like two bad decisions to the point where you just don't even feel like it's worth it anymore. And I don't know who the heck's gonna be in the next one, even if I'm assuming we make it that long. But how much longer do we have until the next one? Like 2028?
No, no.
Oh
This,
no.
this world sucks.
Yeah, I mean, granted, let's be honest, it's always sucked to some degree. Let's not forget the Great Depression happened about little under not 100 years, but almost 100 years ago. I don't know. I can't remember when exactly it happened, but it was the Great
I can't
Depression
either.
still
I'm a history
happened,
major.
and that was like a crazy event too. So there's really
Oh,
been
oh, oh! It started in three. It would about 97 years ago.
97 years, but yeah, let's be honest. There's been terrible stuff all over the world, and granted, I feel like if phones really did exist back then, it would have still been the same thing. Like stuff was happening all over the place. Just the fact that phones allow you to see more of it than you would have originally. And even then, probably everything didn't even get recorded because stuff was happening in secret.
Because slowly but surely, I'm sure we'll see things change for the better for all of us. Things are admittedly a bit bleak. And yes, we don't know how things will look in the coming months or years. But I don't think this changes what has to happen. Because I think ultimately, with how unstable things are, the base priority about trying to find work, retain your job, grinding to survive in the current system doesn't really change. All you can do for now is hang on and remain hopeful for the future. You might be watching this and think he should get a reality check, or wow, this
Yes.
guy is super unrealistic. And yeah, maybe I am. I
Sure.
know I'm probably being naively optimistic. But my counter is you have to be. I mean, you have to be. Like, the world currently makes it so
Fair.
easy to be
Awful.
cynical, judgmental, and negative, hating on your fellow peers. And I refuse to fall into that. Because
Like, let's be honest, the world gives everyone at least a good 10 Joker moments a month.
More
Let's
than
be
most.
yes, and that's just in one person. Like, let's be honest. Like, I say this a lot of times. No need to. I not say it a lot of times, but I say this about like the Control Alt Delete situation. There's like a good 100 reasons why almost every year people would feel that way. The only thing is, are you willing to persevere through it? I'm not gonna say the real word, but still, there's a lot of reasons I would push anyone to that line. But they'll always be there whether or not we're alive or not. Really. So there's not much you can do but learn how to grow and
Right.
persevere through it.
Because I truly, genuinely believe that we
And
can
it's
come out
never
of this
easy. I'm not
together.
saying it is,
With
obviously.
2026 coming around,
But
half
still.
a decade since COVID happened. It's a fresh year.
I was talking about that, bro. Half a decade. The fact that that thing was racking up Joker numbers of bodies, but now it's
Half
considered
a
now it's
decade.
now it's considered a freaking a minor inconvenience. How the
a
heck do you
decade.
go from being the Joker to being a purse snatcher? It's crazy work. That thing was racking up millions of bodies, and now it's just the common cold dang near.
And I know that I'll be trying my best to survive. And I sincerely hope that it all works out for you as well. Happy New Year, everyone, even if it is a bit late, and good luck out there. I'll be right there with you, just making videos about how I'm actually feeling, silly concepts that I have, and videos of my friends. Thank you so much, everyone, for all of your support. This is coming up to my 10th year of YouTube.
Hey, good on you, man. In other words,
We're screwed.
yeah, that, but also try to make it out there. Because you could be screwed, but dang it, you can be screwed somewhat less than everyone else. But I guess that was it for this one, man. Hope you have a good day, and God bless.
Yeah, boy.